Hello, hello. Hey, Cuddlefish. Happy Monday. Did you have a good weekend? Do any mountain biking? We are going to start with tenets. Also, what are the resets for this? The 26th? I'm guessing OpenAI is going to reset this again before then. But if they don't, then that means that, oh no, that means that between the 25th and 26th, I need to use 100% of a plan if I don't want to ruin the reset, which is, yeah, Saturday to Sunday. That's probably not going to happen. Hey, Mohammed. And hey, Krasner. Happy Monday. Hope it's wonderful. Thanks. And you too. Yeah, I had a decent weekend. I am just really excited for the next playtest. I think making any long-term product, actually probably making any product, I kind of feel the same way, which is that it's nice validating it for two reasons. One is just like personal satisfaction of knowing that you've done something well. And the other is product market fit. And I want the personal satisfaction more right now. I just want to know, like, are people finding it fun? Is it on the right track? I think there are going to be some difficult questions after another playtest or two. Like, how do we make the intro to the game even better? And like, I already did all this work for the farming game. What if it turns out that the farming game is just, it's a little too early in the game? Like, how do we change things? And yeah, I don't know. I'll have to answer that some other time. Hey, Matt, I'm back. Let's party. Happy Monday. Yeah, you took a little trip, right? Let me refresh my memory. Am I thinking of somebody else? Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. I don't remember. I don't remember anymore. And thanks for the resub, man. Hey, TJ. Hey, C17R. Are we cloud farming? No. No. All right, 10 at a time. Let's do it. All right, what was the last one that we did? The 13th. My goodness, we're already more than halfway through July. All right, so sustainability. This went pretty well, meaning I think the vacation days helped a lot. Yeah, I even did some music in my off time. Oh yeah, I pretty much finished this track and talk about this. But yeah. I'll let it play a little bit in the background, but it'll be quiet compared to my voice. But yeah, this is the dungeon music when you start out. Breaks, yeah, still going great. I had an eye exam and my doctor told me about 20/20/20 eye. Yeah, this is like a myth busting. What's this about? Relevant data is unclear. Huh. But I mean, 2 weeks might not be long enough. Who knows? Anyway, the 20/20/20 rule. Probably try to incorporate that. Grit. Yeah, this is Tuesday is now sucky tasks day. That means Wednesday gets to be fun tasks day. I think it's going well. Yeah, I don't think there are any real problems with development right now. I don't think there are any problems with development. I'm on track for the next playtest. And I've generally been enjoying how things go. Hey, Steven. Hey, Adriel. Oh, right, the move. Yeah. 3,800 miles. Wow. What happened to the old eyes? Nothing happened. I just had an eye exam. And I've had glasses all my life. And the doctor said, like, hey, you should really be taking a break from a computer screen every once in a while. This 20/20/20 rule, for those who haven't heard it, is every 20 minutes, look 20 feet away for 20 seconds just to relax your eye muscles. And yeah, I don't know. My doctor told me. It's not like I just found this out on my own. So I should probably try it. It's 20 meters. Yeah, it probably doesn't matter too much. There's some distance at which you don't need to like strain your eyes to look. Yeah. Okay, so next AI credits expire on Saturday. So let me write this down. Sucky tasks day. Fun tasks day. Journal here. Music day. Friday. And then the weekend. My manual reset expires today. Or tomorrow. And then, yeah, same thing for the next one, Monday. So I have a note written down here. Goal this week, get ready for the playtests. Okay. That I could try using Soul Medium for implementations and Extra High just for planning. Then again, I said no penny pinching. Maybe I just keep going like this and switch to non-AI tasks or buying credits. Yeah, I'm not sure what I prefer here. For just to kind of sum everyone up and get on the same page, I've been using Agentic AI now for, I don't know, 2 months maybe. And it's been great. I feel like I've replaced my coding almost completely. What that means is my to-do list, which used to contain a bunch of like low priority coding tasks and some, medium priority coding tasks. And then, well, I guess every other other coding task, and then everything else. So these got knocked out almost immediately. These are so simple. You just write a really simple prompt. Hey, put this in this file or refactor out an enumeration here. Well, everything else is still hard. Magnetic Vine, thanks for the resub. Happy 75 months. And hey, Adoswi. I want to focus on something far away, and I can just do that break while staring at the wall. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. So Matt, yeah, I'm just answering this now coincidentally. So yeah, my coding has died down. I'm generally happy about this because I think a lot of it, especially for this game, there's a ton of boilerplate, and I just don't want to do it over and over and over. We've already made 5 sub games, and even in those 5 sub games, it's like move a character, get 14 different animations incorporated. Like when you press a button, this should happen. You should get collision working and all this stuff. And it's like, all right, that's great, figuring that out. There are tasks I refuse to use AI for, just to have some creative input still. And those tasks are game design and music. I mean, also we have things like sounds and ideation. But I kind of consider that game design, and music and sounds. Yeah, like I don't make the sounds myself, but I still don't want to use AI for that. So my to-do list now is like, all right, we got to finish this game. There's a lot of game design even as we're working on the game because I didn't make everything concrete beforehand. So where we stand right now, if I just launch the game and I go find my controller, hang on a second. Okay. So where we stand now is we can enter this endless mode here. So I'll fall down here and now we're in this endless mode. I added these boost pads the other day. I don't know what the rooms we're going to make will look like. Like I just have this general idea of you're going to keep running in this direction. You can see the same couple of rooms repeating. And yeah, you'll be able to attack stuff on the way over there. So I think this will be fun. But who knows? Maybe we plan like 5-10 different rooms and then realize, oh, this is in the wrong direction. So that's where the hard work still comes in. I still need to make decisions about everything. So yeah, this note up here about like, should I try meeting out my AI usage? And like, I don't really think so. Let's say I have just a solid coding month where I need to do 5 times the amount I normally do. I should just pay for that month. And if I ever have like a day where, oh, I ran out of credits or something, I could just switch to game design. So yeah, I want to keep an eye on this. And come up with a bunch of coding tasks that I can run all at once. Probably means pulling from different sub games, yeah. All right, I'll just write this in my stream of consciousness for now. Too many ads. Yeah, it runs 3 minutes of ads every hour. That's the only way to stop pre-roll ads. What about writing, or does that go into game design? Yeah, that goes into game design pretty much. Complete beatbox fully work. You gotta throw bombs to unblock paths. Actually, yeah, we could do something like that. I could write that down as an idea. I don't. We're not gonna probably have throwing them, but in the endless section, well, maybe just the bombable enemies would be enough. We could have bombable walls. The dungeon is already falling. Hey, Jazz, happy 35 streams. Hey, Method. Kimmy K3 apparently is a sub. So here's my general take. I'm paying $20 a month, and I feel like the value is nuts. So I'd be happy paying $100 a month, and I probably still feel like there's a lot of value. But I don't think, I think my actual usage will probably settle somewhere in the like $20 to $50 range, but there is no plan for $50. So I'm probably gonna at some point have to upgrade to the $100 a month and then just like figure out how to use the other credits that I just wouldn't use. So yeah, I'm not incentivized to try to find another model because at best I could save $20 a month, but realistically I'd save what, like $15 a month. It's just not really worth it. Now, if I were paying, $1,000 or $2,000 a month, yeah, I might want to look into switching just to cut the costs down. But I don't mind paying $20 a month for like the rest of my career of coding, pretty much. Hey, Bitcoin, glad to see you've opened up about using AI. Last time I was in here, you never wanted to use AI. Well, so just to be clear, like I pretty much always used Copilot, but just for autocomplete. So this is AI usage, but this is pretty uncontroversial AI usage, I'd say. Because it's like you write out, in x equals width, and then you write like int, and it'll fill in automatically y equals height. And it's like, yep, that's what I would have written. And all it did is save me some typing. So most people, I don't think, really care about that particular usage of AI. So I was using that already, but I wasn't really using agents a lot. And now, yeah, I've embraced it. Hey, Sonic Gaming. I think part of it came from Skeleseller was a 2-year-long project. And I was at like the 1 point whatever 7-year mark when it was like, should I use agents? And knowing that I wasn't that far away from completing it, the answer is pretty much like no, because that way I can just say I only used code for autocomplete. And yeah, that was, but now that I'm on a new project, it's like, well, let's just adopt the new methodology of doing things. All right, so the first thing we got to do is clean up this commit here. Clean up commit. I don't even know what this is because I don't remember doing anything. Something got deleted, then something got re-added here. A UID file is exactly the same. Save system. Oh, it renamed it. Oh, I remember this now. I did this on Saturday just to kick off my AI usage. Yes, we just renamed Dungeon Runner to Dungeon Racer. So the word runner shouldn't really exist anywhere. Oh, God. All right, Dungeon Racer. Anywhere else? Okay, Dialogue Runner is okay, but Dungeon Runner is not okay. Is Dungeon Runner here anywhere? Dialogue. Yeah, I guess I don't need to look through yarn files. They're always going to be dialogue related. Oh my God, dialogue runners used everywhere. I want to find if any dungeon runners exist. No. No, yeah, okay, that's everything. So rename Dungeon Runner to Dungeon Racer. I stupidly confused the two terms because I'd been using both. Yeah. Yeah, otherwise nothing really changed here. All right, so commit that. Requirements are too intense now. Well, the other thing too is, I don't know, it'd be like saying, hey, I wish I could go back to just using horses to like get around. You could. No one's forcing you not to. Like you can still have a horse and raise them and do all the upkeep and just get everywhere slower. But it's like now that you've had a taste of what it's like to travel in motorized vehicles, you probably don't want to do that. And that's at least how I feel a little bit. If you're like going backwards, it's like, why am I not writing assembly code? Because it's just almost strictly worse for the kind of game I'm making. Yeah. I don't remember. I don't know if I've read Grapes of Wrath. All right, so cleanup commit is done. What was the next thing I want to do? Oh yeah, make sure that I could go into the endless part of this quickly. I have a cheat, but the cheat puts me in the 4th room. And then I have to bomb this, and then I enter the endless part. So that's what, like 4 or 5 seconds that I have to wait every time. I should probably just have this start me in the endless part. So let's just do that. Is endless mode enabled equals true? I think that's all we have to do, and then we just press F5 and we're done. And then I got to fix all the warnings that are printing out. Is it falling? It's not falling. Well, that part doesn't really matter too much. Although I should probably do that too. Maybe I'll just add this in as a cheat. Maybe I'll put it in flow control flags. Like public static bool start dungeon racer in endless mode. And we'll set this to true. And then in the dungeon racer, we'll go set that stuff up. Yeah. Turns out I enjoy coding. I enjoyed coding too, but I also enjoy making the game. I read an interesting article this morning. I think it was from PC Gaming. Steam AI disclosure. I'm not sure if it's PC Gaming. It's red and white. Yes, this. It was PC Gamer. Okay, so take cover because it looks like more than half of new Steam games will have an AI disclosure by 2027 or 2028. So they say some stats down below here. Where was it? Yeah, here we go. In 2024, about 11% of games had an AI disclosure. In 2025 is 20%. From the vantage point of July 2026, 31% have an AI disclosure. So they're just extrapolating from here that like, oh, next year it might be 40%, might be 40% by the end of this year. Now, this doesn't mean a whole lot. It doesn't mean like every game is vibe coded or something. It could be that they just used AI a little bit and include the disclosure. I guess it could also be that some games don't use AI and their disclosure is that it didn't use it, but I don't know what they're checking here. Anyway, yeah, I think it's going to change how players experience games and how they value games. And Steam having a flood of games, it already makes it hard to stand out. So yeah, it's going to be tough moving forward. Code at all are making some incredible things. See debate. You didn't make it, Claude did. See both sides. Yeah. I think this is like one of those things. Imagine there's, I don't know, a magic trick is not a great example, but it's the first thing that pops into my mind. Like magic isn't real, right? So every magic trick is just trying to fool you into thinking something happened that really didn't. But imagine if you did think it's real and you found out, wait a second, this is just a trick. Like you feel a little bit ripped off, I guess, just because it's not as authentic as you thought it was. I think that same thing sort of happens in the games. Like, oh, hey, here's some experience that someone lovingly crafted, and it turns out, no, this is just an amalgamation of other ideas collected and compiled by AI. You might feel a little ripped off. Yeah. Big changes are coming. Yeah. More games, more competition, higher standards. Yeah. It definitely benefits consumers, which means as a producer of games, it is, I don't think, a great time to be in. But we'll see. I still want to make this game. I want to see how it does. I sort of feel like there's a reputation reset every time you make a game. Like I made Skeleseller. If I were to go make Skeleseller 2, I would not reset my reputation. People would be like, oh, I was a fan of the first game. I'll buy the second game. But now I'm going from Skeleseller to Stuck in a Broken Tutorial, and people will be like, well, this is totally different. So we got to judge it differently. Clean up warnings that print out and allow the player to go directly into the endless mode. All right. Let's go take a look at that. So if is endless mode enabled, so we'll put this here. If flow control flags dot start in endless mode, this equals true. And then we initialize the endless dungeon, but it doesn't start falling yet. I guess I don't understand that part. Where does that happen? Here, there's a start. On falling floor triggered. Is it inside room 4? Yeah, I'll just put this up here. Although we might need... Yeah, this might work. Let's try that. I won't read AI written articles. A lot of times I care more about sort of... Oh, whoops. I didn't even test this. I care about the sort of meta commentary in articles. Oh, darn it. I was on autopilot. So I think if the content is good enough, I don't think I'd mind exactly. This isn't working. So falling floor gets initialized, then starting it doesn't actually do anything. Set physics process is just true. I think we need to do this down here. Let me try that. Yeah, nice. Okay, that'll do it. The problem is now we need to reset how this works. So I guess let's go change it like so. We'll set this here and then move this down here. Perfect. Oh, in fact, you know what? That could just be an init endless dungeon. That probably makes more sense. Let's do that. We'll just try it and make sure it works first. Yep, cool. Great. All right, let's go check that in. Good. Add flow control flag to start in endless mode. Look at this guy coding by hand. Yeah, at least for really simple stuff. I think even kind of the fastest prompts I can do right now probably still take, 10 seconds to write out and 30 seconds to implement. And granted, that's 40 seconds. I probably took longer than 40 seconds doing this, but I would need to review it afterward. All right, so now to clean up the warnings. I think these are coming from just images. I'm not actually certain how you fix these. Do I just load up the image over here? Blue death. And then hit save or re-import or something? Did it do anything? No. What if I do this? That also didn't do anything. Really? Seriously? Invalid UIDs. Oh, it's the scene. Oh, whoops. Dungeon player. Save. Okay, that should have done it. It didn't even load. Oh, it loaded the C# file. All right, did this fix everything? I think so. Hey, Goose. Happy Monday. Did some mountain biking, even did a run. Sorry, I missed your message, Carlfish. Tired today, so enjoying sitting and working. You have a good weekend? Yeah, I did have a good weekend. I've been playing a lot of Slay the Spire in the custom mode and just kind of messing around with how powerful can the character get. And it's been fun. It's like slightly different thought processes. Godeek, thanks for the resub. Also, I don't know if I said this, but I hope you have a good week, Goose. I found an interesting use of LLMs outside development. We had a white paper that covered a topic that the leadership wanted to believe, but I thought something was off, so I tossed it into an LLM and asked it to look for accuracy. We had a detailed sheet of the financial analysis, reversing out of the numbers they had in their sources, and we found it seriously overstated their claims. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we'll find more and more uses for AI. I was kind of thinking about this too. Like one of the tasks I've been dreading a little bit is setting up a Steam page for this new game. And none of it is that hard to do. First, you pay $100. Then actually, I think you might have to wait. I don't remember. Then you set up your text and your screenshots and stuff. And that's pretty much it. And I just don't want to do this for some reason. I think because I can't really do it on stream. The paying $100, you're not supposed to show their UI and everything. I wonder if you just gave AI this task and like gave it $100. I wonder if it could just do it. I'll bite the bullet on that at some point and do it myself. All right, so we clean this up. Clean up UIDs that were spewing warnings. Easy peasy. All right, so make some dungeon pieces so we can test this out. Each piece should be expected to have 10 to 20 coins. We need to fix how, whoops, fix how dungeon pieces fit together. I don't want horizontal overlap. So we got to go plan this out a little bit right now. Let's go take a look at the scenes we have. Dungeon piece 1. Did I just slam this somewhere over here? This is kind of stupid. We really should only consider the Y coordinate of this, I think. Yeah. And it should be snapped. Hey, DevZone. Happy Monday. All right, so we got a design decision that we have to make, which is how should all of the pieces connect? Should be with like a one tile connector piece, an X tile connector piece. A X could be variable. Like here we have 3 tiles coming off the right side of this. And then in the next piece here, we have 3 tiles, and I might have done this everywhere, so I don't remember. Yeah, we have 3 tiles in all these. We could just say, yep, you always need 3 tiles for going between the pieces. So you could have like a very large room, but it's going to have to contract to something smaller. I guess it doesn't make sense if we use a variable X, does it? Well, we could. Okay, so here's something we could do. We could just have walls on the new piece if the old piece is too big, or we could make it so that X has to match on both pieces. I think let's just simplify all of this. I think we just say we have like 3 tiles on either side. Yeah, and I wonder about this too. There was something that said you need a very small voice clip to train an LLM on speaking like you, as in using your voice, which is kind of interesting. I wonder if we can just make it so that training is even more impactful somehow. Like, oh yeah, here's how I do something, and I do it once or twice, and it's just like, okay, now we're ready. Don't hate working in it 5+ years in. Yeah, yeah. I think that is a testament to a lot of things. Code quality, your passion for the project. Because I think I started to have negative feelings about Zelda toward the end. The code base was fine. I never have a problem working with it. And I still like the idea of Zelda, but I also like the idea of being done and moving on to a fun new game. I think part of it is just burnout. All right, so no horizontal overlap, and we always just have 3 tiles here. Before I start making like 20 of these pieces, is there any problem with this? I guess the problem is if we ever want to expand it vertically, it means that we'd have to sort of force you to move around. Otherwise, why would you? How big is this piece on the screen? Yeah, like how much of the screen does that take up? Is this it? Yeah, this is it. All right, well, let's get to the next one of these. I can just max out my coins, right? Yeah, here it is. Okay. So this is how much of the screen space it takes up. Yeah, I think 3 is the right decision then. So let's do that. And they don't always need to align in terms of Y coordinates. So we should make a piece shaped like an L that moves you across the Y axis. Hey, Vaunt, would you be opposed to using wireless or ZMK Corn, especially for on-the-go moments, working out of a coffee shop? So I'm not opposed to it necessarily, although I don't really have a need for a new keyboard. I don't find that I work on the go with my Corn keyboard. I just bring my laptop, which is just a regular QWERTY keyboard, and I use that, and I'm still pretty efficient with it. There was a keyboard that I bookmarked the other day, which I don't know if you've seen this before. Let me find it really fast. called the Zimmy. I thought this looked pretty good. Let me close this stuff. There we go. Yeah, I thought this looked pretty good. I think this is wireless. I don't remember. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't see a cord coming out of this other than this one. And it's got track pads you can put in. And it's got encoders. And yeah, this looks pretty neat. If I made another keyboard, I'd probably make something like this. But I'm not looking to make a new keyboard anytime soon. Yeah, trackball key. I wouldn't even use the trackballs, I think. I would probably just use this version of it, where they have this like little sensor for a touchpad. And I don't know how good this would be. And even if it's perfect, let's say the hardware is perfect, like, is it convenient to use that? Does it feel good? Because there's not just the quality of the hardware. It's also like, well, can you incorporate this in your workflow? Like, does anyone need 2 trackballs? And maybe they use one for scrolling and maybe they use the other for pointing, but like, do you use it often? This is like on any regular keyboard. If you just type in computer keyboard, every single keyboard in the world has a least used key on it for everybody. And like, I don't know, maybe you never press F10 for some reason, right? And it's like, well, that shouldn't be on your keyboard then, probably. Like, how many people press scroll lock on the really big keyboards? They probably just never press it. So yeah, why have a trackball if you just never use it? All right, so yeah, we're gonna say that it needs to be three tiles wide. I want to get rid of the overlap. So yeah, let's go start a new thing over here. Work tree, dungeon racer. So, oh yeah, and then if it's going to be, then that means we need to center this. So we're always going to treat the exit point like it's in the middle of it's in the middle tile. Is that always what I do? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, good. All right, so I want to change an assumption in the dungeon racer subgame. Dungeon pieces currently connect by placing their exit and entry points on top of each other. However, oh, there's some code we need here. Where is it? To discover dungeon pieces. How does this work? List directory if it's a base piece. Otherwise, treat it like it's a scene path. We should probably just make sure it ends in .tsdn because I want to add a README in here. Yeah. God, I would love to expand this to take up the entire screen. Is there any way you can do that? I don't think so. Man, I don't like typing in such a tiny text box. It feels claustrophobic. All right, I want to change the assumption in the Dungeon Racer subgame. Dungeon pieces currently connect by placing their exit and entry points on top of each other. Or like, okay, so like make a README in dungeon pieces that says how connection logic works. Change this so that it makes sure it's only scanning for .tscn files. So that it ignores non-tscn files, since we'll now have a README there. Oops, oh my God. I thought I just kicked this off. Turns out I don't have 3 arms and hands. That's nonsense. How'd you play on 64 games then? I refuse to believe that. Mirror setup is running as a LM user feature branch. User creates key tests. Yeah. Yeah, someday I want to have AI look into writing some tests for this game. Part of the problem is that, like, let's say you want to test to make sure that these 2 zippers lead into one another. It'd just be really hard to set up, and like you need the game running in in real time or make it so that you could speed up your physics engine. And then I'm going to probably have like a million tests running at any given time. I probably need some like dedicated test runner on my network. By the way, this is super cool. I love this idea that we have here. I think it'll be even cooler once we have some sound effects. Because this is not very fun when there are only 3 arrows. Okay, so the entry and exit points will simply indicate the Y. All dungeon pieces will require entry and exit points that are 3 walkable tiles tall. The entry and exit node 2D in each dungeon piece scene will simply indicate the Y coordinate of the middle of those 3 tiles. Change the connection logic such that there's no horizontal overlap. Especially mentioning the 3 tile requirement on the edges. All right, let's do this. You have to build a headless, and then it's easy to test. Did you have a lot of automated like game logic tests for Seedborn Soldiers? Because we experimented with it a little bit in Skeleseller and then just dropped it really quickly. And yeah, I'd like to add tests again. Do I have any changes? I do have a change. But this change is not worth it. I don't even know what I did. I must have clicked something. Did I? I don't remember doing that. Maybe I moved it. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Pressel. Pressel, I tried the magnesium last night. Also, I looked into it. I drink Huel, and Huel has 120 milligrams of magnesium. So I'm probably not getting like a paltry amount in the day. But anyway, last night I had this like horrendous pain in my stomach. And I don't think it was the magnesium because I've had this kind of pain before, but I don't know what causes it. I don't know how to describe it any better. It feels like there's like a little buzz saw spinning in my stomach. Anyway, I eventually slept. Heavy 170 streams. Thank you very much. A connection point where instead of seeing the full game, I can retrieve data of all elements. Yeah, yeah. Who knows? Maybe I'll look into that. And it sounds good, man. I find, yeah. Let me write this down over here because I have it on my list somewhere. Maybe I don't have it on my list. Stabilization. Oh my God. I cleaned my keyboard finally. Look into automating tests. It doesn't even have to be an official framework. It could just be injecting Godot scripts like how AI does it now. Keep you updated? Yeah, I'm sure I'll tell you more about it. Isolating simulation from presentation. Yeah, I just there's some things that you need to, well, like at some point in a game you have to test the presentation layer too. Yeah, I guess you don't have to. I mean, that's something that players see, so they can always give you feedback on that. Hey, Pickle. Oh, your average is 600. Okay, yeah. My average is probably around 400. And I looked up what the suggested intake is for men, and it's somewhere in the like 400 something-ish range. For the 6 tile tall base dungeon room piece, which 3 rows should remain walkable at each edge? Why is it even asking me this? Wait, don't change walkability or where the entry slash exit points are located on any existing dungeon pieces. I'm saying to change the code so that only the Y coordinate of the entry and exit points is considered such that, and it should ensure that there's no horizontal overlap when placing. Do we need anything else to know this? No, I don't think so. Should the 3 walkable tile edge rule be enforced by code or treated as an authored scene contract documented by the README? Yeah, I think document only. I don't think we need anything else. The pretzel. The emojis in the middle of your message. Yeah. Yeah, I figured I'd give it a shot. I bought a bottle of these at Costco yesterday. I also got fish oil. Given that existing dungeon piece 1 is 4 tiles tall at its edges, it must remain unchanged. Wait, what? Hold on. I don't think this is clear. And this is why I wanted to plan. It's not 4 tiles tall here, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And what is he even talking about? Oh, there's floor underneath the wall? No, there is not. Okay, I don't know what it's talking about. Dungeon piece 1 has only 3 walkable tiles at either edge. What are you talking about? Yes, Brand. There's lots of forms. Some are more tolerable than others. Yeah, I got magnesium glycinate. And like I said, I don't think my stomach ache last night was due to that. I guess I'll try it again tonight and find out. And I had a dream. this is crazy to share. I had a dream that I bought an Apple car. Like Apple, the software company, and I guess hardware company, made cars all of a sudden. And I got a car made by Apple and it went like super fast. Yeah. So was that because of magnesium? Who knows? Hey Ian, I see we have not ended this chain. I wonder how many people would actually buy an Apple car if it existed. Let's go back up here. So yeah, this is what we're working on now. Let's put the exclamation mark here. And then making a new piece. I guess adding in the night character. Maybe we can talk about this next. Should only be killed by a bomb. There's a lot of animations for this though, and I don't want to spend a ton of time on this. I also don't think it's incredibly important. We need to add in some of the monsters. Let's go find them. I think I put them in temp. Snow hex. Yeah, here we go. So there's the monsters pack. We have skeletons. We already added slimes, zombies. So skeletons and zombies. What should we add? We have what? Idle animations, walking animations, or maybe those are running. I don't know what this animation is. Does it explain? Death, hurt, idle, run, throwing. Is it throwing? Is that what that is? They look angry. Yeah, they look really angry. So they throw bones at you. And they have a bow. Oh, that's pretty cool. Where's the arrow? Are you kidding me? They didn't give an arrow? I guess I could just pull that out myself. Usually they separate that out though. No. There's somewhere that they show the bones as well. Where's that? What am I? Maybe it's in the all pack? Yeah, there's the bone. I don't see the arrow. I might need to leave a comment here. Also, are there 2 death animations? That's the hurt animation. This looks like it's dying, but this also looks like it's dying. Death 1, death 2. Yeah, there are 2 death animations. Yeah, so they have the bone. They don't have the arrow. I could probably just extract this myself. I might leave a comment for them. Let me write this down. Comment on the Dungeon Keeper pack that there doesn't seem to be an arrow in the monsters pack. Has anyone else said this? Dungeon, was it Gathering? Monsters. Arrow. No, no one's commented on this. Huh. Strange. Shoot the bone. They just shoot a bone out of their boat. The Magnesium Miracle is a good book if you're a reader. I'll look into this. ABC would have a charging port on the bottom. It would have a charging port on the gas pedal. Or the accelerator, I guess you should say now. Because that's what makes the mouse unusable, right? It's not really that it's on the bottom, it's that you need the mouse to be on the surface. So yeah. Oh, I guess you're not using it. You're not charging as you're driving. Place dungeon pieces edge to edge using their tile map bounds while using entry and exit points only for vertical alignment. Existing dungeon piece scenes and marker positions remain unchanged. Oh, you know what? That could probably be a marker 2D. Probably should have done that. Oh, well. Add, get original. Oh, you know what? I probably should do that. I should probably start using marker 2Ds everywhere. I'll write that down in the cleanup. It doesn't really matter. I think it's slightly clearer that it's not being used for anything else. Change entry and exit nodes to marker 2D instead of node 2D. Get original global start X, mirroring the existing end-bound calculation across all descendant tilemap layers. When connecting a new piece, align its leftmost edge with the previous piece's stored rightmost tile edge. Independently align its entry marker Y. Ignore both X coordinates entirely. Yep. Update this to skip file names without a case-insensitive TSCN while continuing to exclude that. Add README documenting all this stuff. Do not modify any TSCN files. The 3 tile connection corridors and authored scene contract documented. Yep. All descendant tile map layers contribute, and existing scene geometry are intentionally preserved. Yeah, sounds good. Wow, very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to keep trying this, and hopefully it improves my sleep quality. I was actually kind of surprised to find out I'm not taking, a minimum amount of magnesium. And I think one of the funniest parts of this is if this ends up working, it's because Oppressal through Twitch chat told me about this. So then we're going to have to start calling him Dr. Oppressal. All right, so while this is working, I want to figure out what enemies we're going to add. So if we add skeletons, they only have ranged animations, right? Like they have a bow attack. Oh, there's the bone. They have a bow attack and a throwing attack. So they have no close range animations. Although, I mean, there's no reason they can't shoot a bow from point blank range at you. That's what the Minecraft skeletons do, right? Should we even use both of them though? We have the bone animation. Why don't we just have them throw bones at you? Problem is, it might not be fun to attack these. They should probably die in one hit though. Yeah, I think we should add these. We already called them the not cult. Your leader is Dr. Oppressal. Okay, so skeletons. I think let's add skeletons in. Add skeleton enemies. Although, maybe it's better to add the zombies first. They should just throw bones. Should they even run toward the player? Like, at what point is it too difficult to defeat the enemies that are on screen? It could be kind of cool if every like 5th throw they throw a coin instead of a bone. It'd actually help you out. Also, what are the different skeletons? Just different colors. I like that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. think them dying by... Which death animation would we use? I mean, I think what they were looking for is like you could bomb them and blow them up and they wouldn't come back. You're running so fast in this game that unless the skeletons also run super fast, you probably wouldn't really have a reason to even kill them. Maybe they just throw bones randomly and they're stationary. I don't know. Yeah, this is what I'm saying is tough. Like, I still have to decide a lot of things about this, and we're trying to do this without even having, like, tested enemies out in this section. But yeah, if slimes take 2 hits to kill, you wouldn't attack them at all. You just try to run around them. So we need to make some obstacle where you're sort of forced to kill them. Yeah. I should write that down. When adding slimes in, you almost certainly wouldn't want to kill them unless you had to, since they take 2 hits to kill. Either make them take 1 hit or make obstacles where you have to fight your way through. Maybe some of them are slime mazes. That would be kind of interesting. All right, well, let's do this the way I normally do this. So, yeah, what should skeletons do? They only have ranged attacks. So throwing bones is a given. But, like, should they run to where you are? They're already zombies for that. I think they should just be stationary. Yeah, I think they should be stationary. All right. Yeah, then all we need is their idle animation. So add skeletons. Skeletons are just glorified turrets in this. So add idle, hurt, throwing, bone, and one of the death animations. I think not being able to fully kill them would be stupid. So yeah. They can't revive. Yeah. Tiker. If they have legs, then yes, they're able to walk. Yeah, but like, should they walk? And I don't think they should. All right, take care, Pressel. Have a good time at the gym. Yeah, and then we'll add the zombies in. Zombies have, what, 2 different attacks? What is this attack? Is it a sword? What is that? I think it's just dust or something. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. They have 1 death animation, and it's they're blowing up. All right, so zombies should run toward you. Yeah. Add zombies. They should idle or walk around until they spot you. Then they should run toward you. If they manage to damage you, they should... I don't want them just ramming against you constantly and then they're like stuck on top of you. Stop moving for a bit. Hey, Hepta. What are you talking about? Oh, sorry. I missed that first message. Leaving Salesforce, but I ended up getting an offer from Apple, joining another big tech company. Congrats, I think. Normally I'd say congrats, but it didn't sound like you were really enjoying Salesforce. I hope you enjoy Apple. All right, idle or walk around until they spot you, and they should run toward you. And yeah, they should probably take like 1 hit to kill. Hitting them with the sword should bounce them back a bit. Like how you do when you get hit. Just trying to finish making the nest egg. I'm going to leave big tech in 4 years. Okay, yeah, I think it's good to have a plan for that. I think 4 years is generally the stock vesting cliff anyway. I don't know if Apple sets up their stock vesting such that that happens. But yeah, I hope you like it. I hope it turns out to just be good and you don't have any issues staying there. And like I said, congrats. It's good to get a job, especially in this job climate. All right, well, let's go try this out. Yeah. Get cherry pick this. Is it done? Yep, it's done. So we should see almost no difference, except that there won't be an overlap now. And even that might be a little bit hard to see. So I think if we just play for a little bit, we'll spot it. So yeah, the connection point is seamless. You wouldn't really know that one of these pieces ends and another one begins, except that they're aligned like this now. So like the walls go to these half tiles. But yeah, it looks pretty good. So let's speed this up a bit and look at how they fall. Yeah, they're falling normally. Yep. Yep. Yeah, so people think this looks good, because I think it's pretty good. Again, the main point is like this is the border between two of the pieces here, right here. And it doesn't really look like it was just slapped together. I guess we need to use the same walls pretty much everywhere if we're going to do this. Hmm. Yeah. Job is a job. Well, you'll be very far from unhoused if you're working at Apple. All right, what are we looking at here? So get tile map layers, find tile map layers. We pass in a list here. Okay, global start X. So we used to do this with end X. We don't do that anymore. Actually, I'm not even certain why we do this. Leftmost cell, left edge, global start X. So here we get the right edge. Yeah, these should be merged. All right, so this and this share a lot of the same code. They'll end up duplicating effort. There should be one function to fetch both bounds at the same time for performance reasons. And then the y coordinate is used from the entry and exit points, but how do we set that up exactly? This is a tiny problem. Yeah, this is a tiny problem. Also, in add piece, don't assume that the entry and exit points were placed in a pixel perfect way. The tiles are 16 pixels tall. So the points can be placed anywhere in that 16 pixel range to indicate that it's the connecting tile. I guess, yeah. Points represent tile connections, not pixel connections. But yeah, it connects well. I think I like this. I mean, ideally now we go have it make a zombie character. I'll kick that off too, I guess. And why do I have changes here? Because I did something? Oh, because I pulled these in myself. Yeah, I see. All right, let's just revert all these. Delete, not delete, revert. Roll back. Roll back. This is new, so we need to delete this one. All right, so what do we want here? We want one of the attack animations. Let's go with this one, I guess. Actually, is there even a reason for them to attack you? All they need to do is run into you. Yeah, I didn't think about this. Maybe when they hit you, they play the attack animation. That might make sense. Just so that they pause in place for a bit. Hey, Memphis. Yeah, all right. So I want attack, death, hurt, idle, run. Yeah. Sprites, characters. Yeah, here it is. All right, so let's put this in zombies and go check that in. Add zombie graphics. Nothing uses these yet. All right, now over here, we're going to say add a zombie enemy to the dungeon racer. Okay, so sprites, I added the zombies folder with a bunch of sprite sheets. Each one is down, right, top, left. Rows of animations in the direction order down, right, up, left. Behaviors. Zombies should fall when the floor collapses beneath them, like how slimes, bases, etc. work. Zombies should play their idle animation at first. They can rarely choose another point in or once on screen. No. They have a rare chance of choosing another point in the tile to walk to using pathfinding. When the player is within, let me snooze this ad while I type this out. When the player is within how many tiles away? Like 6 tiles. Within 6 tiles of a zombie, the zombie will detect the player and run toward them. Zombies take 1 hit from the sword or bomb before they die. When they die, play the zombie death animation. Direction death animation from this. When a zombie makes contact with a player, the zombie plays their attack animation. They stop moving momentarily. However, just the contact is enough to trigger hurting the player, just like how slimes hurt the player, and cause the player to drop coins. So wait, there is no hurt animation. We don't need to add their hurt animation because they take 1 hit before they die. Maybe we could add more difficult zombies at some point. And we have several of them. We have this green one. We have, what color is this? Like a brown one and like a reddish yellow one. Wait a second, why are there folders for all these now? Oh, that's weird. I think they included everything twice. Yeah, so brown, green, and orange. We could have like a stronger zombie, one that takes 2 hits to kill. Yeah, I think that's fine. Eventually, we'll have zombies that take 2 hits to kill. When they are hit once, they should play their hurt animation and bounce backward, like how the player bounces backward when they're hit. Zombies collide with walls, but not slimes. Walls and vases, but not slimes or coins. Zombies can be hurt by spike traps. Zombies drop 2 coins when they die. Once in this chasing state, they will never go back to idling. All right, I think this is pretty good. Angver. I don't really look at this as vibe coding. I see this as agentic coding. I guess the difference to me is like, are you paying attention to the output? Do you know what you're doing? But yeah, we are using AI agents more. So let's kick this off. And the reason I want to do this right now is because I want to go take my break. Then we'll look at some of the output of this when I get back. So is it jump time? It's jump time. All right, for those who've never seen this, you can type join in chat and play. I'll be back soon. All right. Hey, Cloudwine. Close the game. All right. Where should the new zombie be placed so it's encountered in gameplay? Sure. You know what? Let's put it in room 4. Just see what happens. What destination did you intend when an idle zombie rarely decides to walk? Nearby navigable point. Yep, sure. How much of future 2-hit zombie behavior should this change include? Yep. All right, there we go. So let's go back to this one now. So this should be done. We'll commit this again, I guess. Oh, man. All right, fine. Commit. Did it work? Yeah, there it goes. No, I think they were talking about in the context of Jump Royale. Wait, what? How are there merge conflicts? How is this even possible? Yeah, how is this possible? I was having it work on its own branch. Does this contain it? No, that's weird. Yeah, weird. I don't know how it could even do this. Let me see what happened. So I have no changes right now. Get status. Yep, we're just totally fine. And this code does not have merge conflicts in it. At least I didn't see them. Yeah, I don't see any conflict sections. So when I cherry pick this in, what? I don't understand how this is possible. Yeah, I don't get it. What am I missing here? There's some assumption I'm making that's bad. In the branch, this code is fine. If I try applying this, it shouldn't be any merge conflicts because I'm just applying one set of changes onto this, right? Oh, unless when cherry picking from a branch, first applies commit 1, then applies commit 2. Okay, in which case I should just find the commit hash. Okay, that might be how this works, in which case I got to go update my own instructions. And this kind of further proves that I do not have a good workflow for this yet. All right, so let's delete this too. So let's go over to this branch. CDO get status or get log -1. This we now pull in over here. No, there's still, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know what's causing this. All right, well, let's go find out. So I had codex author a change in a new branch. I then had it update based on, now let me just ask it over here. Oh, man. Why, when I do this, does it produce merge conflicts? This was based on the branch that I'm on. Yeah, I'll just ask it this. I don't understand. Did I start from here in that branch? I believe so. If I didn't, it makes sense that it could have merge conflicts. Oh, that file shouldn't even exist then. It's not on main. Yeah, it has to. I have to have started from the correct branch. Needs 2 commits after that base. Yep, that's what I expect. Current branch can need a different commit. Usually your command name is only the branch tip, so Git is replaying the second commit without replaying its prerequisite commit. All right, well, let's read this. May I render one frame of room 4 so I can choose a valid zombie spawn and pathing area? I kind of want to just deny this. Yeah, deny. Just put it anywhere, and I'll place it myself afterward. All right, there we go. Okay, interprets a branch name as one commit, its tip. It does not cherry pick every commit on that branch. Your history is this, so your command only tried to apply the new one. To apply both commits without committing, just pass them both in. Or if you only want the branches to combine final changes as one unit. Okay, yeah, I didn't realize that. Note, if you end up doing multiple commits on that branch, Git cherry pick will only pull in the tip. So you'd merge it first. Won't this merge it as a commit though? No, then you have to commit the merge, right? Yeah. So isn't this always the right way to do things then? Should I ever use cherry pick? If I only want to pull in the changes from the given branch that Codex made without actually committing, it seems like git merge superior for the workflow I want. You can pass a range with names. Yeah, I could cherry pick many commits at the same time. So I could probably say like, you know, head -1 and head -2 or whatever. But I'd like to just have a way that always works for everything. Yeah, so let's try this. One caveat, it can still produce legitimate conflicts. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I have no changes right now. I do this. And yeah, that's it. Oh my God, that's perfect. Then merge in the changes from that branch. Codex/name of branch. No, you could cherry pick. This will leave the files in an uncommitted state. Oh, there's going to be one other change here though, right? By merging this in, we're going to have some Codex authored history here. No, we won't, right? No, we won't. Okay, never mind. This is just strictly better, I think. Review them and test them out. You could cherry pick, but it will only pull in a tip. So if you have Codex make future commits to that branch, you could end up with merge conflicts. All right, great. This is a totally fine workflow for me. So let's go take a look at how this is operating now. It was pretty much already working, so I don't know why there'd be a problem here, but now let's see. That's weird. Why are there 4 tiles on the right side here? Did I do that? No, there's only 3 there. What did it do? What did it do? It looks like it modified the actual piece. Strange. Let me take a look at that again. It's very strange. Yeah, how could this happen? And is there anywhere else that this happens? No, it's just connecting that room. What happens if it connects to the darker room? No, no matter what, it's happening. Hey, William. Is this the same game you were working on before? A new game? Yeah, this is the same game. It's all part of Stuck in a Broken tutorial. So you might have seen this. Unless you're talking about Skeleseller. This is different from Skeleseller. But yeah, this is part of the same game as this. So you might have seen me work on a farming game, which is still part of this game. And this game, which looks like Skeleseller. Yeah, this is the Dungeon Racer. It starts off as like a Zelda game. And then you eventually unlock bombs and you bomb a wall. But instead of just the wall blowing up, it blows up the whole dungeon. And then it becomes this like endless runner game. It's moved half down. The weird thing is, so here you see 4 floor tiles. But in this, there are only 3. Did it create... What happened here? 2 wall tiles, 4 floor, 2 wall tiles. So it looks like it expanded this, right? 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, what did happen? How did this... Oh, no, there are 4 tiles. Oh, my God, I'm an idiot. Oh, my God. I thought that was 3 this entire time. Oh, the AI even told me there were 4, and I'm like, no, that's 3. Oh, whoops. Yeah, it's 4. Okay, my bad. Oh, man. All right. That was really, really dumb. I looked at this several times, and I counted, and I'm like, yes, that's 3. Oh, my God. How did it look fine the first time? Oh, I see it aligned. Okay, yeah. All right, so what should we do then? We could just contract this to be 3. If we keep 4 here, then we need to make sure that every single dungeon piece has at least 5 tiles, which I guess it would have to have that. Or else you just go into the void, right? Probably makes more sense to just contract this. The issue is we can't keep the same general shape. We'd have to expand this by 1 tile and then everything would look a little bit off. Or we... Drat. That's first time in history. Yeah, I just miscounted. I think I want to allow for there to be 4 tiles here, in which case this does need to be pixel perfect. Oh, man. All right. All right, here's what we're going to do. Oh, God. No, we can't easily do this, can we? Because I changed too much. I mean, I could just change how the connections work. Add piece. Yeah, here we go. Nope, what happened there? Exit connection global Y. Floor.to local. Yeah, I think we just pixel perfect align these. And it should be fine. And that's the code we should have had originally anyway, right? So if I go back over to here and we do diff last commit. I'm sorry. I'm a little stuck on this for now. Maybe I should just draw out the new version of this and just see what it'll look like first. So let's make a new floor and we'll bump this down by 500 pixels. Yeah. And then new walls and bump this down by 500 pixels. And we either try shrinking it or expanding it. So let's go the shrink route for now. Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Huh. Strange. There we go. Yo, thanks for the resub. And hey, Seshamara, happy 77 months. Building up quite the streak. All right, so this is how this would look. We had 3 boost pads here. I guess we duplicate all of these as well. And move these down. Plus 500. Yeah, that doesn't exactly work, but that's fine. We'll just position these now. So I put this, oh God, the snapping. This is because I offset things by 500 pixels. We need it to be a multiple of 16. So what, 496? Yeah, that works. All right, so we put it here and then like one here and one here. It just looks too cramped. Now we could expand the room on the inside of this. That would be fine. So we'd have to go the opposite direction now. Let's go try that. So we take all of this, delete all of that. Wait, no, what am I doing? How do I stop this? So I would expand it out like this. Yeah, but then we need to get you back into this section up here. I don't know. How bad would it be if we just open up this whole thing? So there are no walls here at all. And then the next room connects and it's just this big. You just fall off the world. Right? Yeah, you just fall off the world. I'm trying to think of whether this is good gameplay, and I'm just having such a hard time. Like, I mentioned Sonic the Hedgehog and how the first levels that you just hold right and you watch your character move super fast, and it's a lot of fun. There's like the occasional obstacle, but it's barely anything. But by the end of the game, you really can't hold right for very long. They'll like walk you into spikes, there'll be enemies, you'll lose all your rings super fast. So you need to treat it more methodically, which kind of subverts your expectation of Sonic the Hedgehog, like moving super fast. I'm not talking about for speedrunners, they move super fast for everything. But yeah, a new player is just gonna like die in one of the later zones. So yeah, for this, I don't want it to connect in such a way that you can't mostly just blaze a trail through the level. Now, that said, as long as we put walls around this, the pixel perfect connection point that we had before is actually fine. So I guess let's go back to that. Yeah. Changed my mind. We should allow for up to 4 walkable tiles. What happens if you have 1 and you go to 3? 3 or 4 maybe? Or 4 walkable tiles along an edge, which means we should go back to... Oh, wait, what happened in here? We aligned the middle tile with the... Oh, I guess I had to pick a middle, but we aligned 2 middle tiles here. So it can't represent... So it's got to go back to pixel perfect. To the entry and exit points. Representing pixels, not tile coordinates. All right, given the AI whiplash here, let's look at this plan in the meantime. Create a reusable directional zombie enemy and place one under room 4's monster node at a safe interior position. User can reposition it afterward. Add zombie and zombie TSDN. Contact detection area supplied 32 by 32 sheets. Are they 32 by 32? I didn't even check. They look like it. Yeah, they're 32 by 32. Configure directional idle, run, attack, hurt, death animations using row order. Idle, run, loop, attack, hurt, death, play once. Implement states. 13% chance. Randomize every 1 to 2 seconds. Wander toward a reachable point 1 to 3 tiles away at 24 pixels per second. Permanently chase at 64. That's fast. On player overlap to deal contact damage immediately. Play directional attack. Stop for its duration. Then resume chasing. Initialize existing room navigation region. When a normal room contains zombies. Initialize each zombie with the player. Use pathfinding around room walls. Initialize existing room navigation region. I guess we don't do that right now. Ignore body collision with the player so contact behaves like slimes. What? What does it even mean? Do you pass through slimes right now? I guess, I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. Let's just test it out once it's done. Export hits to kill, defaulting to 1. Expose a source aware hit method. A lethal hit plays current facing death animation. Disables. Wait, do we even have multiple death animations? Aren't these all literally the same? Oh, the first frame is different. Okay, fine. Surviving hit plays a directional hurt animation, applies 64 pixel per second knockback, extend sword and bomb to hit these, extend spike traps, restore zombies is falling floor, add this, hits to kill 1. Contact uses slime style overlap rather than physically blocking the player. So it means you could run through a zombie. Well, not really, I guess. Falling is environmental removal, not a kill, so it does not drop points. Yeah, sounds good. All right, now how's this working? All right, implemented it. Let's go take a look now. Oh, boy. All right, roll back and delete. And we merge this again. And we test it out. Yeah. Oh, so everything should be fine now, right? This is not fine. Oh my God. It's fine from a Y coordinate perspective, but it's using the overlap. I mean, I could fix this just by changing where the overlap or where the entry and exit points are. Like these are on the boundaries, so it's fine. These are on the boundaries, so it's fine. I could just change dungeon piece 1 so that it's also on the boundary. Yeah. There's just no need to have overlap, right? Oh, I can't position it here without turning off grid snapping. Or changing the offset to be 0, 0. Yeah. What plan am I using? I'm just on the $20 a month plan. Do you mean what model maybe? I'm on Soul Extra High. And yeah. And the old way of doing things, I would have just burned through a 5-hour quota in like 2 hours. I'm not super concerned about quota right now. There have been resets like all the time. I have manual resets banked. If I want, I could switch to using Medium for implementing, but I'd rather just continue with how I've been doing things and just, if I want, eventually pay more money, I guess. All right, well, this was kind of me being stupid. So we get the leftmost and rightmost edge. Why do we even do this? There's just literally no point, right? Yeah, there's no point in doing this. I think I hate this. Yeah, I think I hate this. You know, every day I wake up, I've been playing 18words.com, and it's a very simple game. You just have to form the words out of these letters that are given to you, and you see how many of the 18 you can get. And the words get longer and longer, and I think there are 8 letters by the end of it. I think it's a good litmus test for like, is my brain operating? You know, it's one thing to do programming problems or game design problems, but just have some baseline for like, oh, hey, I got most of the words and I didn't struggle with easy ones. This morning was not great. I think I missed the most I've missed in a very long time. And yeah, it just, when these sorts of days happen, I don't want it to seem like, oh, I was cursed from the beginning, you know, got up on the wrong side of the bed. It's going to be an unproductive day sort of thing. But I probably should rein it in and just be like, all right, look, if I'm struggling with basic stuff like this, like I can't even articulate what I want, I can't count tiles. I thought there were 3 here. It's probably best to just kind of stop. So I think what I'll do is I'll work till lunchtime. I'll see if this has kept up, if I'm still struggling. And if I am struggling, just probably not stream in the afternoon. And just, yeah, pretty much chalk it up as like I would have been less productive had I streamed by making bad code. Yeah, because this is bad. This would be bad to check in. Yeah. Mm. This is just bad. It's bad, 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 bad. All right, let's just start again, I think, from the beginning. This I got to keep. Let's copy paste this. This part is fine. I think the rest of this, we just didn't need anything here. I'm just going to revert everything. Actually, wait a second. What am I talking about? If I'm keeping this, let's just revert the other 2 things, right? And the README is fine, at least up until here. So here's what we have. Is this reasonable? Does this work? We do nothing to stop horizontal overlap, I guess. Yeah. So this is the kind of change that I'm okay checking in, which is me having done basically nothing. Wait a second. Is that okay? How do I feel about this? It looks better on the right side. Why does that look bad? I think it's off by 1 pixel, maybe? Yeah, the outline's missing. Is it off by 1 pixel? What? I think it is. I don't know how that's possible, though. AEB. And yeah, I can take a look at this tomorrow. Where's my tomorrow list? Although if you want to just sum up now, then I guess I don't have to watch anything. So feel free to tell me what the overall point is. All right, so as you can see, there's a black pixel missing here because the new entire piece is being overlaid on top of this. So I guess we need to just space them by one tile. Why wasn't it a problem though on the first one? Oh, maybe the real problem is just where I set the exit point. Oh yeah, here there's overlap too. What happened? This is at exactly the point it should be, right? 111. No, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, this is supposed to be aligned to 16 pixels. Oh, we don't even have snapping turned on. 0, 0, 16, 16. And then Shift G. And then set this to 8 by 8. That is not working. I guess we just want it to be 0 horizontally. There we go. Yeah, I position these close, but not exactly correctly. So I think that's the only problem. And same thing over here. Yeah, same thing over here. All right, so what's this supposed to be? 0, 8, 16, 16. There. And there. Yeah, that should fix everything. Hey, Showboat. Yeah, that looks good. This looks good. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I think this looks pretty reasonable. All right, well, this is why I wanted to read that over, because I think it would have been garbage if we just kept what it had. Oh, wait, no, this is still going to break, isn't it? Because it's going to try to use the README. Because I need to change the... How did this not cause an error? No, that doesn't make sense. It should be trying to load the README as a scene. Let me just speed this up and just hold right. There must be some other validation going on that I'm not aware of. Because, yeah, this is incredibly unlikely for me to have not encountered an error if there actually is an error here. So there must not be an error. So we go to, what, add piece. Here it is. Scene path, pack scenes, add this, sort. And then when we do add random pieces, we get a piece scene. We call add piece on this. Instantiate it, instance free, and throw a new exception. That's so bizarre. It's not throwing anything. Maybe discover pieces isn't finding that somehow? Well, I don't have code to stop it from doing that. List directory. Yeah, I don't see anything stopping this. How is it just finding 3? What? This makes no sense to me. Where's the README? Oh, it must have put the README in a different directory? No. Oh, returns resources. And this is not a resource. Oh. Interesting. I mean, we should probably put something on here anyway. Skills that your AI can use to help you in the AI to align tasks, project goals, design patterns, etc., while keeping in mind context rot. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can take a look at it at some point. Yeah, I generally haven't had any problems using AI. I think my brain is just not working today. Like I said, I'm just making like really silly mistakes. I feel that I've been unproductive. I think signs are pointing to just stop doing stuff today. So I should probably not spend too much longer here. All right, interesting. So this just isn't considered a resource. Godot MD files as resources. Anything Godot saves or loads from disk is a resource. Yeah, but apparently just random files are not. I guess because Godot doesn't make those. Yeah, interesting. Well, I still think we should have guard code around here. So I'll just say a file name equals this, or file name dot to lower dot ends with dot tscn. There we go. We just do invariant here. There. That should give me the exact same result, but it just looks a little bit cleaner to me. What's my zodiac sign? I'm not sharing that. Sorry, Memphis. What is going on here? Man. Okay, so we should have 3 scenes. We do. Great. Good. I don't care anymore. And this just got rid of that, yeah. And this is saying I need a culture here, probably. Place the call with 2 upper invariant? Really? So replace this with 2 upper. And then what's the other thing it's trying to have me do? String dot ends with string system comparison. And it doesn't make that change for me. String dot ends with string dot system. What is it? Could have sworn system was in here somewhere. Oh my god. What am I doing? Invariant culture ignore case. Yeah, that's probably correct. And days like this always feel bad. It's like I have the physical energy to work on stuff, but I'm being an idiot. All right, everything's working. So great, let's check this in. Horizontally align dungeon pieces. What do we do? So I just manually fixed the connection points. I also added a readme. Pretty much no reason. I should probably fill this out. Connections. The entry and exit points are treated as exact pixel positions. So they should be a multiple of 8. I think they're a multiple of 16 in most cases. Wait, 112 divided by 16. Yeah, 7. Yeah, but the Y position is only a multiple of 8. Okay, yeah. So there is no other requirement placed on pieces. A good rule of thumb is to always have at least 3 walkable tiles. Three or 4 walkable tiles at each entry and exit. That way pieces connect smoothly without allowing the player to fall off the edge of the dungeon. You rest your fingers on your keys. Sorry, let me share. I have one unusual chat rule here, and it is please don't segment your messages. I rest my palms on the desk, my fingers on the keys. Let me think about this. Yeah, I guess I do. Yeah. Yeah, these are very sensitive switches though. And when I started doing this, I would rest my fingers just with a little too much force and I ended up typing a repeated character all the time because it does not take a lot to actuate these keys. But yeah, funnily enough, someone just asked me the other week about this too, like last week about, yeah, do I hover my palms or not? I wonder why these questions have been coming out. It's probably just a coincidence for right now. All right, so the readme's got some real information in there. Great. There we go. This took me a very long time. How's this thing working? It's done. All right, let's commit this and try it out. Get cherry. I guess just merge dash dash squash. All right, let's go test it. So room 4 should now have a zombie in here, right? Where is it? There it is. Oh my god, I really am going nuts. I've been trying to split keyboard and I'm for sure faster, more accurate when hovering, but I feel like it's less ergonomic for my wrist when hovering. Oh, it might be less ergonomic. I don't know for sure. I've just always done this and I don't really have any pain to begin with, so I should probably actually do some research or something and get used to should I hover or not. Have I ever tested it? I mean, I've tested it, but I only have like joke words per minute counts here. There's a spreadsheet that I used from a while ago in this video. Let me load this up. Where when I was learning how to type on Colmac, I did keep track of various typing tests and how I increased over the months. But I don't think it's a great indication of actual typing speed. I think a typing test needs to be representative of your real world typing. So like I tend to type things mostly correctly with proper punctuation. A lot of typing tests are just like top 200 English words or something. All right, so we have the zombie in here, but I have no way of getting to them because we have to go change flow control flags. So start in endless mode, no. And this will be a good test of setting this to false. Do not initialize unnecessarily. Yeah, I don't care about that. Oh, you know what? This should only be when you're on a debug build, right? Yeah. Do I only use this on the debug build? Main. Can I open this in a new? Yeah, it's Alt Shift F12. Okay, sure, whatever. All right, so this is done no matter what. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Yeah, no, we never do this based on debug state. So I got to just manually reset this at some point. All right, that's fine. All right, so let's go to room 4. So there's a zombie over there. If I get too close, they'll start to chase me. If I just stand here, they will eventually walk around. If I speed this up, maybe they will. Yeah, there they go. They just walked a little bit. So it is pretty rare that they do that. If I move close enough, though, they should start chasing me. Wow, they're fast. Oh, that's very cool. Very cool. Let's try this again and have it hit me. Oh man, okay, it quickly just like paralyzes me. Yeah. I mean, I can kill it and get all my coins back. But look at how slowly I move until I get the coins. It's painful. Oh, it's actually still painful. Wow. Eventually I'll get them all. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now it doesn't feel like I'm walking through molasses anymore. Now, why did I only get 92 coins? That's another thing that doesn't make any sense. Unless I exited this room without having 100 to begin with? I have 100 coins, go to room 4. I let the zombie hit me a bunch of times, right? I mean, I guess technically I killed it the first time and then did go to room 4 again. But yeah, I have 100 coins. How am I... I wonder if there's a race condition where I'm collecting them as I'm getting hit. So I should have 102 now. Yeah, I have 102. But I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Hey, stats. Doesn't it make sense to lose them? So in this particular game, there's 2 segments. So let me show you from the beginning here. Segment number 1 is, this is supposed to feel like a Zelda dungeon. I mean, I might as well play the music alongside it. So I'll just play out there are only 4 rooms. So we move faster and faster, right? But if you get hit in this part, you might just like leave the room. And if we didn't give you the coins back, you'd just be really, really slow and it'd be painful. In the next area though, it's an endless dungeon and you should eventually die. So we do need to make you lose coins for good. Oh wait, I didn't even hit the switch. Wait, did that fade in? I gotta make sure that fades in. Alright, so once you get bombs, let's put a bomb here. You go over and bomb this wall. And now you're in the place where speed actually matters. So here, if you got hit by an enemy, you would not recover your coins. Because eventually the left edge of this dungeon needs to catch up to you. So if you're moving too slowly, you won't be able to outrun it. Do bombs kill zombies? I did not test that. Let me go try it. Might be kind of hard to time it. Oh, first try. And then the other thing we got to do is make sure that the falling room can kill the zombie. So we need this thing on the left of us. They're gone. Can I make it to here? No. There we go. The static is back. It sounds like it's almost just random what causes it. All signs are pointing to me needing to just like not stream today. Move slow from the get-go. They then collect them as gamers are programmed to do, and they see that coins make them move faster. I think it'll be the opposite. I think when they get hit, they'll realize, oh, coins made me move quickly. Then again, yeah, I guess teaching them this at first could be decent. We do have some right here in the very first room. And you do notice that, oh, I move a lot faster now. Well, maybe you don't exactly notice, but like it seems pretty noticeable. I'll see how playtesters interact with this. If they seem confused or like, oh, what do coins do? Then I can clarify it. But yeah, the game is feeling more like a game. All right, so yeah, it pretty much just added everything with zombies in one shot. That's pretty good. So we got to go look through the code here now and see what it did. Agent radius 6. I did not try pathfinding. I also didn't try to see if they get hit by spikes. Let's go try that stuff. We make it really chaotic. It'll probably get faster and faster. This is supposed to be a pretty casual game though. So a lot of the games that are in this do not have any real difficulty. Like in this platformer, there's double jumping. You do need to, wait, no, you don't need to do that anymore actually. You can jump over to here now. So you don't even need to learn the basic mechanics of the game necessarily. And then over here it says press R to dash. You can get by without ever dashing. So like everything should be possible without, oh no, never mind. I take that back. You do need to double jump here. I don't think there's any way to make it over there without using at least a dash or a double jump. But yeah, even like the platforming section, it's not supposed to be super hard. And in the top-down shooter game that we have, like you'll eventually just become so powerful that you'll kill everything in one hit. So yeah, none of this is meant to be a difficult game. So it will probably get more chaotic, but not necessarily more difficult. Yeah. Oh right, I meant to test this. Oh, I'm losing my brain. I think a zombie already caught me in real life. You have an idea of it? Or several fives? Yeah. Yeah, it would be kind of funny if you move like glacially slowly and then you get like a 100 coin and it makes you move really fast. Well, you might think it's a power up. Yeah, I'll write that down. We'll see about that. All right, so I go into room 4, and I want to make sure Spikes can kill the zombie. So we drag this guy over here. Yep, he died. Meanwhile, I'm losing all of my coin. Yeah. All right, I think I've tested everything there except for pathfinding. I didn't test pathfinding. I guess the easiest way to do that is to go add in some more walls. So let's pick this and put some walls there maybe, and there, and there. And yeah, just see what happens. It doesn't need to be perfect. If it gets stuck on a wall a little bit, that's okay. I just wanted to, well, actually, even if it gets stuck on a wall and just stays there, that's probably also fine. Let's run over here. Yeah, it can pathfind. It does get stuck a little bit on the edge. Like it knows how it's supposed to travel, but it just can't make it all that well. I do want it to be a little smarter at that then. It's always kind of hard fine-tuning this. So they have their body collision is set to a gigantic. Oh no, it's not set to gigantic. That is their detection area. Their body collision is just that tiny bit here. I think this needs to be set really small. Whoa, what did I just do? Oh, it's set to grid snapping, that's why. And for the sake of navigation, I think it's supposed to be like just a single point pretty much. Maybe we could just set the radius higher. Where is the radius? 2 changes. This is off. Path desired distance. This needs to be set based on this size, I think. Target distance. I don't know. We just gotta keep trying this. Is this better? Do they get stuck? Yeah, they still get stuck. Yeah, they do a decent job, just not great. All right, how do we work with this? Do I have anything in my notes about this? Navigation agent. If I turn this on and set the radius to 12, does it? It might not be able to even find paths between tiles now. Does it correctly work around here though? No, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't think that works the way I want it to. This can happen due to trying to avoid collisions. Target desired. Distance threshold before the target is considered to be reached. Let's set this to 12. Path desired distance. Distance threshold before a path point is considered to be reached. Now let's also set that to 12. Actually, for the player, I guess their final target should be, yeah, whatever it was originally. So 5, yeah. But let's set this to 12. I don't think this will have an impact, though. Yeah, I don't think this will have an impact. It doesn't. Navigation agent. Prevent getting stuck on walls. Need to offset navigational geometry from walls. Navigation system is oblivious toward colliders. So I just need to change the nav mesh for any given room, which I guess is room 4, which I guess all comes from here anyway. Navigation mesh, here it is. Agent radius. Distance to erode or shrink the walkable surface before baking the navigation mesh. Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, we got to set it to at least as large as this is. Where's the size of this thing? Radius and height. Radius is 3, so 6 pixels should be fine. Height is 6 though. I don't see where that height is actually coming into play, because it looks like this is a perfect circle. Oh, it's rotated. Yeah, so it's a 6 pixel diameter. So why is this not sufficient? What if I do set this to 12? It's probably going to make some unwalkable regions like between two tiles, but it probably should make them stop getting stuck on corners. Yeah, so now they path wide enough around it. Now they got stuck for a little bit there, but they eventually fixed it. Yeah, so they can't go between these two tiles now. And I think they stop before they even get to me. No, they don't. It's not a big deal, but it is kind of frustrating that there's no like perfect, easy way to get this to work. Yeah. And even setting this to 12, we really need to be like 15 or something. Can you set it to have a large buffer? That's pretty much what this radius is doing. It's expanding or shrinking the area that's considered to be collidable. So now you can see they're not getting stuck on, well, they got stuck very briefly there, but otherwise doing a pretty good job avoiding corners at the cost of not being able to go between these sections. And that's why expanding this is annoying. The only other thing we could potentially do here is set this back down to 6 and set the zombies collision point to literally just like a dot in the middle. Radius 1. Hey, Boolean. Let's see. Yeah, so now, yeah, they're still getting stuck on corners, but they can move between these. It's a real shame. Oh, 10 streams. Nice. Free channel points. Also nice. So they're 16 pixels big. If I set this to 7, it'll work around corners a little bit more. But when I set it to 8, now it's going to become unwalkable between those tiles. So if I go here, yeah, they can't chase me in here. Yeah, this is the same problem we hit with Zelda-ish. Can you preview it? Yeah. I mean, this is going to show... It's going to show this. Is cell size 1 too small? Yeah, it would be. I mean, they wouldn't go around corners that way. So you can see there's no path between these two now. And somehow, okay, so that doesn't make sense. How is it getting this close here? We should turn on their... It's annoying. Navigation agent. Oh, I can turn debug paths on through this, right? Debug on, custom path color, pink. Oh, I don't have use custom on, so it's going to be red. Hey, Sean. All right, so now we see these things appear. So yeah, you can see it's pathing correctly. I think how we're making them pursue that path may be bad because we're using, I think I know what we're doing. We're using the position of the zombie and not the position of their feet. Body collision. If we just put this at 0, 0, They might start clipping with the walls a little bit, but it might otherwise be convincing. Yeah, that works. Well, it kind of works. They did get stuck on a wall over here. Why are they cutting corners? Why are they cutting corners? Move toward if they're hurt. Where's their walking state? Chasing. Here it is. Move toward target. Move toward next path position. Get next path position. Get the direction of that. Huh. Yeah, I don't see a problem with this. Set this back down to 7. So now I should be able to move between those one tile gaps. What happened? Couldn't load gamepad. Hey, Campbell soup. Post processing might help. Is it a setting? I have to look into this. Yeah, so now there's a tiny path in between this, so they could chase me here. So I think I need them to move slower so I can tell what's going on. Like, why are they getting off the path here? Yeah, that they're getting off of the path seems broken to me. Navigation agent 2D setting. Edge centered. Yeah, that's built into Godot. Oh, I see what they're doing now. That's not going to work. We could also turn this off, I guess. Yeah. Takes the navigation mesh into account. Yeah. Let me snooze this ad another time. So now it's at the none. How does that work? I think it's picking some like arbitrary point off to the side. There's still... I need to move slower. Yeah, let's stop this from being 64 pixels per second. Let's set it to 10. And then turn this back to what it was. So I haven't fixed anything. All I've done is make it easier to tell what's going wrong, hopefully. So I'm going to move very slowly. This is fine. Yeah, so what's happening? They should be moving to the right. That's where their next path is. It's like they're trying to skip it. Yeah, this is what I want a picture of. It's moving up. But it should just be moving to the right. When they're 5 pixels from the nav point, they go to the next. Yeah, I guess that could be it. Yeah, we could set this back to like 2. Purely to show separate triangles or something off? No, I think it's just show separate triangles. That looks normal. I guess I could speed this up now. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it needs to just be close enough to the path point, and we just got to figure out what that's supposed to be. And when they're moving at 64 pixels per second, it might look fine. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, nice. Okay, I think they can overlap very slightly with the wall now, though, because of where I set their position. But this isn't bad. Yeah. Give ABC a point for that. Okay, what am I doing? Right, changing their position now back to their feet. Which means that now this is going to look broken again. But then I just need to change the code, I think. So if I'm not mistaken, they should not get stuck. Okay, they are getting stuck on corners. Yeah. Now we got to change that. So it's where their body collision is located is what we're going to be comparing it against. I mean, ideally they have collision with pretty much everything, right? Move toward target. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Yeah, global position dot direction too. This is the problem. It's got to be the position of the feet, which is body collision. Global position dot direction. All right, does that fix everything? Mm-hmm. No. We're probably using global position somewhere else too. That part's fine. I don't care about that. That I also don't care about. Start hurt. That's okay. Here it is. Well, here's part of it, I guess. Desired target. Any others? Move toward target if chasing target position is a player's position. That's okay. Yeah, I don't see any other problem. Huh. All right, well, I could snooze this again. I'll take another quick break. Whoops. Yeah, no, I did not trigger that. Okay, yeah, I'll take another quick break. Is it jump time? It's jump time. All right, hello again. Major Lift, thanks for the sub. Close the game. All right, so yeah, I could not figure out why this isn't working. Let's see if I can figure it out now. Yeah, this should not be happening, obviously. I don't see the path changing. So to me, this indicates that they're not close enough to where they need to be. And I wonder if it's that navigation agent has... Oh, does navigation agent have a position? Do I just need to put this down here? No. No, it's not a node 2D. Okay, never mind. So how does it figure this out then? Where path is supposed to be reached? Because I think what's going on is it's using this position, even though the collision's down here. Do I need to put this like a... No, I don't think that matters. Desired. Oh, maybe this is just in the hasn't reached next path point. Get next path position. Next position, global coordinates, making sure there are no static objects in the way. How does it figure out the position of this? That's what I'm trying to understand. I don't see a property for controlling this. Yeah. Godot navigation agent 2D. Target position. So there is no way to set a vector 2 here? No. I'm not sure if I'm even correct about this. Like we could just increase this to be the distance between here and here, which is 8. And then I think it'd be fine. But I think that means it's going to cut corners now even more. No, it's not fine. Its foot position is at the next point. It just doesn't know it. Or it's trying to like bounce back to where it was. I don't know, but I'm missing something. Yeah. I don't know. I think we need to go back to setting this in the center of their body. And then that's going to break a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I think it's going to break a bunch of stuff. Also, doesn't need to be rotated now. It's darn cool. Easy to start and put down. Yeah, nice. I'm glad you like it. I finally I got the final achievement that I needed, which is to beat a very unfair difficulty. And it took all of the skill and strategy that I had. Felt pretty good when it was finally done. All right, what am I doing? I'm going to go change body collision, global position, which is now the same as the global position itself. Yeah. I guess this is good enough. They go very slightly into the wall, which I don't like. And the which achievement? The game is called Slice and Dice. The achievement that I got was just beating brutal difficulty. Yeah, see, they're walking like on top of the wall here. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like this. I would need to set the avoidance to be 1 pixel bigger, and then by doing that, they won't be able to fit between here anymore. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Can I set this to 7.5? I doubt it. Oh, wait, that it at least still has a path between, but maybe it still gets stuck over here or like overlaps. I can't tell. Yeah, I can't tell. It'd be perfect if I could just set this to 8. I think 8 is what it's supposed to be. But then they can't path between those one tile gaps. Yeah, now there's no path there. So you could just bounce between these two and it'll never catch you. Yeah, all right, well, let's set it to 7.9. Practically 8. Doesn't the player do the same thing? Doesn't the player do what? Oh, when they walk close to the tile here? No, there's no overlap. With zombies, there would be overlap. I guess it's kind of hard to see because there are too many coins here now. If I just reload the room, they should be gone. Well, they're still there, but speed this up. No, let me get over there. Stop hurting me. Actually, yeah, they can't even reach you now, huh? Because you're close enough to a wall. That's funny. That's another problem. I think that one is coming from here. Target desired distance needs to be like 4 or lower, 3. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not a problem for the player. You can see here. This is as close to the wall as you can get because our collision is aligned there with the wall. Same thing over here. It's like you can move like this. This is totally fine. This looks pretty realistic, like what you'd expect. This doesn't. We should probably change the collider for when you're moving to the right, but I don't care too much about that. And same thing here. It doesn't really look super realistic. You're still 1 pixel away. But yeah, the zombie moving up here. It's just, I don't know. I'm probably just going to leave it like this. This is good enough for now. Yeah. The navigation mesh isn't changing. All right. So I don't want there to be a zombie in this room. Let's go delete him. But I do want there to be a zombie in one of the dungeon pieces that we have. So let's put him in the first one and see how that operates. Can they move between the two pieces? Instantiate a zombie and put him here. So they're not going to be affected by those zippers, hopefully. It'd be kind of funny if they were. All right, let's go to this and speed it up. Okay, so can they chase you across these puzzle pieces? They're not even detecting me. That's not good. Yeah, that's not good. Maybe the navigation region hasn't been set up. They're not trying to pathfind. In Godot, it would show me if they are coming up with a path. If we see a pink dot on top of them. No, they're not even trying to path. Oh, they don't even exist here. Weird. I can't collide with them. Was something else done? Like, am I supposed to set something? Huh. Strange. Strange indeed. Yeah, very strange. So somewhere we gotta go find zombie. Where is this? FFI zombie. Subgames Dungeon Racer. Okay, so subgames Dungeon Racer. So it should be right here. Get, or I guess just diff last commit. And then go to the zombie one. Not found. What is this? This is the wrong branch. What? What happened here? Update connections. Yeah, what happened here? Something pasted wrong. 129B. Yeah, this is... Okay, there we go. All right, so go up one. Go to zombie. Div last commit. Does this have zombie in it? Yes, it does. Okay, I want to go to its scene. Actually, I want to go to room 4. We added a zombie. Hits to kill 1. That's it. Strange. Only putting them in room 4. Yeah, maybe something went wrong in there. Maybe there's some initialization inside of room4.cs. There's no modified code in here. Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. Init room gets all the zombies in it, and if so, set the navigation mesh. Yeah, doesn't work with the endless runner part of things. All right, so what do? We get the navigation mesh here. And then initialize this with the floor of that. Why? Add outline. What? This is so weird. Navigation region. What even has one of these? Oh, tile map navigation region. Okay, I'm gonna change. Well, actually, if I change some things around now, this is not gonna work because I made changes locally that I want to keep. So I need to make this thing work locally. All right. So make sure zombies in the endless part of the dungeon racer still get initialized properly. Right now it only happens inside of init room. And init room is only called with the first 4 rooms. All right. Let me think about this. We need to make sure that zombies can path between the different segments of the map. I don't know if that's going to work at all. So this is done. Add zombies. We're working on this. Test whether zombies can move between the endless sections. And then just make a bunch of pieces. I mean, that part should be fun. And then we just need a couple of other characters. But with the zombies as the base, adding any other characters here should probably be fine. The night one is going to be tough because there are a lot of animations. Then we got to add the end of this thing. How is this working? Yeah. Yeah, we burned through a ton of usage. I don't think I was going through it this quickly last week. Now I seem to be going through it pretty quickly. Looking to buy one since my Glove 80 is horrible for travel. What's the best place to get parts in the USA if I wanted to try and tinker one together? I have my bill of materials somewhere on here. So best place is kind of up for debate. It depends on what you're optimizing for. Is it shipping time? Is it cost? So I had links to AliExpress for, I guess, everything. Yeah, I don't know if these links still exist. And you might want different switches or keycaps or something. And you can see the quantities that I ordered here are, it's quite a lot. Like I got 10 TRS jacks. I only needed 2. So I just have 8 extra ones. So this is one way of going about it. Another way of going about it is to go to any sort of like Korn keyboard kit, any site that just puts the kit together for you, which I guess AliExpress does as well. And it might even be cheaper than what I paid. But for example, here's one. It contains 2 PCBs, a microcontrollers, a diodes, a sockets, or whatever else. The only issue with getting a kit like this is if you do accidentally mess up one of these, like let's say you lose a diode or something, it's like, well, now you can't make your keyboard. So having a couple extras is kind of nice, but having, 10 extras is not really needed. So yeah, you could look up sites like this. I can't vouch for any of these in particular. I haven't bought a keyboard from them. But yeah, depending on what you're looking for, it might just be easier to do something like this. Plus, then you at least know everything's compatible. So yeah, those are the couple of suggestions I have. Singing 46 maybe. Do you not have issues with the 40 and running out of keys? Well, so I'm using 36 keys, and no, I have not had issues with it. I definitely think it's worth learning layers and combos, yeah. And I haven't really felt like I've wanted to add too much. I think if you want to be safe, you could get the 42 key version. And then, yeah, I don't know. Some people really like it. I feel like it looks like too many keys to me. Yeah. But yeah, this wouldn't be bad. Combos is next level. I don't use combos for too much. Like I definitely use it for command. So if I'm ever typing something, hi, and I press command A, I press these 3 keys at once, and then command is pressed. So I use it for command. I have another one on the left hand for command, but I don't use that one as often. Do I use it for anything else? I have one other combo within a layer, but yeah, mostly it's just that for command. It's just so common on Mac. So if I run Windows, I'd make it control. All right, so I modified very, very little here. Yeah. Let's go test it out now. I'd be very happy if this just worked. Nice. So they're chasing me. They don't get affected by zippers. They actually go beneath zippers, and then they get stuck at the edge of the room. This is going to be a big problem, won't it? I need like one nav mesh that registers all of these pieces. Yeah. Alternatively, you could just say that they don't move between pieces, but I don't think that makes sense. And actually, even how coins get produced, I'm going to probably need to change that too. Let me see that again. Yeah. This doesn't work. Also, coins fall like this. We need some awareness. There needs to be like one big room that's getting built up. I don't know how we're going to do that. I got to put some thought into that. All right, well, let's review the zombie code and check that in. It's mostly working fine. Yeah, this is kind of weird, right? Get all nodes under monsters of type zombie. Yeah, fine. Get the navigation mesh. We should just do this regardless. Okay, rest that's fine for now. Yeah, this is fine. Make sure zombies can fall. Zombies hit. Make sure you don't hit the same one more than once. This is fine. This is fine. This is what did the endless dungeon thing. Room 4. I don't remember what I changed here. And it might be that I didn't actually change anything, and that this is some Godot automatically created addition. Because I didn't. Oh no, I did change the walls. Never mind. Okay, that's a very obvious change. We'll just go undo that, and it should be the same diff as before. Yep, it's gone. Good. So spike trap, we would figure out which ones we damaged here. If is damage frame, zombies hit this window, clear. Yep. No, it's not. That's fine. Okay. All right, all that's good. And the zombie scene itself is good. We just need the zombie script next. Yeah, this is fine. Maybe make their detection area just a little bit fainter. Oh, not that way. This way. It doesn't really work, does it? Oh, no, I'm not changing anything. All right, yeah, that's probably pretty good. That way you can still see where the bounds are, but it's not so bright. Then we can turn off all this stuff. All right, so the only thing we have left to validate is this, which is a pretty large file. Yeah, this was never even used. So frames per second, minimum wander distance, maximum wander. Yeah, that's fine. I like putting them in this order. Chase speed, hurt knockback. This is all fine. Attack texture path. See, this I don't like. If we do end up having multicolored zombies, this might be decent. But we're making sprite frames in here, are we not? Yeah. Yeah, so if we ended up adding, let's say, like a brown zombie in, it makes more sense to do it through code so we don't have that duplication. Yeah, you know what? How about we just leave it in code for now? I won't get nitpicky about this. As long as we have this, it's fine. So attack animations, death animations, all of these probably exist somewhere else. Hurt right. Didn't I have another one of these somewhere? Idle right. I could have sworn slimes needed something like this. Oh, slimes had color-based ones. Red, blue, green. Okay, never mind. These have directional ones. And even this, it's not... We're making an animated sprite 2D instead of controlling a sprite with an animation tree. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Yeah, this sort of thing I don't usually really care about. We can leave it in. Set physics process is set to false until we initialize it. There's no real reason for that. Is it disabled in the scene? Physics process. No, it's on. All right, state is dying or player is null, return. Yeah, this is all fine. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the rest of this stuff. It was just a question of should the sprite frames be in here? Because we end up with a lot of code for just setting up sprites. We already looked through all the navigation stuff. Yeah, pretty reasonable. I see getting freed. The wander check was just a minor thing, so they don't say totally static. It doesn't make a big difference, though. We could delete it completely if we wanted to. This probably shouldn't be here, right? Yeah. Facing direction. Why do we use this? Why do we use this here? Facing direction, get facing vector. Why don't we just make this a facing vector? This doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Is there some reason for that? I don't think so. And get cardinal direction already returns the cardinal direction that we want. I think we just delete this whole thing. Facing direction is literally just the direction. Oh my god. Okay, we'll make that a vector 2. This can just be vector 2 dot down. We don't need direction in here. That's going to cause a bunch of issues. Oh, we used it for an index into the animations. Drat. Okay, fine. I'll keep this how it was. Because I don't feel like changing this right now. There. Okay. Try this again. So the only zombie that we have is in this first piece here. And we can kill them. They can fall. Let's speed this up. Oh, wait, I could just leave the piece. Yeah, there they go. They fell. And then spikes could hurt them. I can't prove that here now. I can prove that a bomb could hurt them, though. Well, I can if I can go get to another one of these. There we go. Whoa. Nice. Yeah, so they still can't hit me up here. This is a problem. Okay, well, we just changed the damage area to be their whole body. In fact, let's contract this a little bit. There. Now that won't be a problem anymore. Yeah. Yeah, so thanks to these little zipper pads, it actually is possible to still move through the dungeon. And thanks to the zombies, I could get enough coins eventually again. But this is pretty slow. Yeah. And if I get hit enough, I think it'll be impossible. Yeah, so now I could probably make it to that pad before I fall and die. And then that'll boost me to the next one. But then that's it. Unless... Yeah, so now you would just be very slowly. You're just going to lose unless you can make it to that one. I guess you can. Although the zombie hits you, then too bad. All right. Add zombies. I just put a test one down in one of the dungeon pieces. Zombies can't yet move between dungeon pieces. All right, so this is done. Okay, so right now, where we drop coins is inside of a room. There needs to be some like endless dungeon node that keeps track of all the different rooms, which must already exist. I guess it's just Dungeon Racer. Why is it not working? Oh my god. Dungeon Racer. Yeah, so we have a rooms node and we add everything in there. So we need this to have the navigation mesh. All right, I'm definitely not making this change. Let's have AI do this. Why does it think I have outstanding changes? Because it put in a UID. Okay, add Godot authored UID. I just saved the scene. Okay, so zombies can't currently navigate between dungeon pieces in the Dungeon Racer subgame. Also, killing them at the seam between two pieces drops the coins strangely. As a result, I'd like to move the room-specific nav mesh into dungeonracer.tscn. Location where coins. Dungeonracer.tscn, yeah. It should be updated in both the pre and post endless versions of the Dungeon Racer. All right, we'll just have it plan this. Maybe that's enough. Maybe it's not. Like I said, my brain is slow today too. But otherwise, we're doing pretty well. And if I do end up streaming in the afternoon, I think we can test this for... Maybe we don't need this. I think we can test this for fun a little bit. Hey, Bendy, welcome in. We're working on a game called Stuck in a Broken Tutorial. If you'd like to find out more, there's a quick link there. And I'll give you a quick little demo because I am close to lunchtime anyway, and I'm kind of just waiting for this thing now. So yeah, here is the game. Let me maximize this. All right, so we got a character customization thing. I'm just going to randomize some colors here. Character's going to look really stupid. But yeah, so you are moving through these broken tutorials. And this just looks like a regular game so far. But I will speed up over to here. Yeah, so here's the first taste of it being a broken game. So within the first like minute or two, you realize why the game is titled Stuck in a Broken Tutorial. And then it starts to expand and bring you to different games. So there's a tiny bit of story that plays out here in the form of you meeting a certain character. But like you don't know why you're here or who this person is yet. And yeah, as you go through these games, you'll find out more. So yeah, now you're basically in Stardew Valley. And you start your life on the farm. Very peaceful and relaxing. Anyway, you eventually make it to this game we've been working on over here. And this is a more Zelda-like game. You eventually turn this into an endless runner style game. That's the part we're working on today and probably a little bit tomorrow. Well, tomorrow we're gonna add some sound effects to this. I'll put in the music track. I worked a little bit longer on the endless runner music, but I wasn't super happy with it. I gotta spend some more time tinkering around and just try some things out. I also have to figure out why you sometimes drop fewer coins than you should, or you end up with fewer coins than you should. Oh, that does fade in. All right, we're fine. I forgot to write that down earlier anyway. Stop taking my coins. Yeah, so this is where we're getting to now. Oh, that should not be on. I didn't realize you could turn that on through the scene. I thought it had to be through code. Yeah, whoops. I mean, that's easy to fix. All right, nice. Across the century. Yeah, thanks. And by the way, please, I have one unusual rule in this chat, and it is try not to segment messages. Color dungeon. Yeah, that one part is a color-based puzzle. There's some banners on the bottom wall that tell you the order you're supposed to kill them in. The slimes themselves came from an asset pack. I don't do any artwork. I just do the music. But yeah, they were in this asset pack. There are slimes and skeletons and zombies. And also... No. There's a different asset pack for this other thing. There are these knights that I want to add in. I want these to be enemies that have to take bombs for you to kill them. So there will be like one every so often. Because they'll probably be pretty powerful as a result of that. Excuse me. So this is still working. I just commented on something that I needed to change. Oh yeah, the zombie. I'll just do that now. Zombie navigation off. Turn off zombie navigation visibility. There we go. Negate sword damage and makes them weaker to explosion. Yeah, I'll code it. I just haven't added the knights into the game yet to be able to even do that. Because there are a lot of sprite sheets we need to add in first. Okay, so yeah, maybe this afternoon is just making pieces. I think I could stream that. I think I have enough in me to do that. With that said, I'll still fill out the journal for now, just in case. Come on. There we go. So worked on some of the endless runner parts of the Dungeon Racer game. The morning was not super productive. Brain fog. What engine and coding language am I using? I'm using C# and Godot. Yeah. And it's been pretty nice. I used the same combination for the last game that I made too. And there's some little problems that I ran into. And then some bigger ones that I think the biggest problem that I had is that when people are on Windows with NVIDIA graphics cards, that sometimes the game would just crash and I'd have to use a different renderer. And yeah, that's a gigantic problem that I'm hoping someone upstream solves, either Godot or NVIDIA. Because I don't think it's a me problem and I don't think it's a Windows problem. But it's rather unfortunate that it happened. All right, yeah, we wanted to finish most of this by Thursday. I think that's still on track. Yeah, I think we're still on track. So I think the afternoon will be like, come up with dungeon pieces. They don't need to be too crazy. There should be fun ones, fast ones, ones with enemies, I guess like difficult ones, yeah, etc. Maybe we change our randomizer to give each one a difficulty and not put super difficult ones together. Or maybe that's part of the fun. Hey, Gordolani. How well does Codex work with Godot? It works very well. Yeah. One of the nice things about Godot is that there are scene files and they're human readable and they're in plain text. So if you tell Godot like, oh, hey, go make another whatever challenge mode screen node somewhere, it's like, oh, it can understand this and what these mean. They have semantic names. It could look up through documentation what these all correspond to. So in general, for example, we just added the zombie scene. I just told AI go make the zombie with the sprites that I have. And it went and made all of this. So yeah, it can author this. each room have a seed or something that it can randomly generate piece by piece. So all the rooms just have an entry point and exit point, and they need at least a few walkable tiles. And then all we do is we just generate a random one and just slap it at the end of this. So like we might put dungeon piece 2 at the end, and then another dungeon piece 1 after that, and then another dungeon piece 3. And it'll just connect these two, the start and end points. The nice thing about making this game is that a lot of assumptions that we can make can be drastically simplified because players aren't in any of the games for very long. So like that platformer that you start the game in, most players that I've seen play this play in that for maybe 3 minutes. So yeah, it took a lot of work to make this look like a real platformer and have mechanics and diamonds and platforms and all the animations that we needed. But in terms of actual playtime, it's really not long. So same thing even in this Dungeon Racer game. It's like you will eventually make it to here, you'll bomb the wall, the floor will fall away, you'll go into the endless mode. And I expect players to be here for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes. Like if you're skilled enough, you probably could just do this in one playthrough. We don't have any ending right now, so I can't show this off. But like, yeah, the more you get hit, the more you'll lose coins and you'll slow down. So rooms will need to replenish your coins somehow. But yeah, the only real way to lose is to get slow enough where you cannot exceed the screen speed. So like if I put down another couple bombs, for example. So now we're at 26 coins. Now just making it even to that little zipper over there is a challenge. So I expect players, when they do get into this state, they'll just walk to the left. Or maybe even bomb themselves to the left. I guess you can damage boost yourself. And then your coins reset and you're moving normal speed again. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see how this plays out in play testing. But yeah, that's what we'll do this afternoon, is add more of those pieces. Let's see how this thing came up with a plan. Rewrite stacked Dungeon Racer history. What? What does it even mean? Owns. Oh, I see. History being the piece history here. One navigation region, one dynamic coin container before endless mode is introduced. Then adapt the later endless coin drop and zombie commits. What? Why is it trying to... Okay, no, this is referring to get history. What is it talking about? Oh, I think it confused this. Anyway, let's read the main parts of this. Move navigation mesh and its navigation polygon from base room into Dungeon Racer. Add a root level Y sorted coin node. Yep, that sounds fine. Extend tile map region 2D with shared. Okay, so hold on a second. That part doesn't sound like a good idea. This is a general thing, right? Yeah. Shared map lifecycle methods for registering unregistering tile map routes. Okay, that actually could be fine. Initialize shared navigation region once. Register normal rooms and generate dungeons. Route every runtime, create a coin. Yep, that's fine. Preserve existing lifetimes. Clear dynamic coins during normal room transitions. Yeah, so the stuff about modifying get history, I definitely don't need. The currency affecting your speed thing is actually, at least the first game I can think of that did that was Super Mario Kart. And now a lot of the modern Mario Kart games do that too. I don't think N64 had it. But yeah, I wanted to make it so that you wouldn't just like die in the middle of the dungeon. You just fall and just keep running afterward. All runtime created coins uses a shared mode. Existing baseline is clean. Okay, so there's no need to modify any get history for this. I think there was a misinterpretation of pre and post endless versions. I just meant whether dungeon save data is endless mode is true or false. Anything else? I think that's pretty much it. Just click next there. And coins affect your health. Yeah, that was pretty common in a lot of games. Well, maybe not a lot of games, but like Sonic the Hedgehog definitely did it, and then Super Mario 64 did it. Wonder how many Super Nintendo games are that happened, because like Super Mario World didn't do it. You got coins, but they were just for one-ups. Yeah. This is on a new branch, right? All right, so move this, add a root level. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. Register outgoing room before freeing it. Yeah. Register every generated piece and add a removal notification. After the piece has joined the shared room. Yeah, preserve coin life cycles. Okay, I think all that's fine. Runtime created coins. Yeah, I think this is good too. Okay, yeah, let's implement this. Yeah, so quota-wise, I mentioned I don't want a penny pinch here when it comes to any of this stuff. I'm on the $20 a month plan, and there used to be a 5-hour limit, and it was like roughly equal to 14% of the weekly limit. So if you think about it right now, I've used 36%. That is almost 15 hours worth of usage, and it's been 3. So if I wanted to, we could do like extra high for planning and then switch to medium for implementation. And that would probably help a bit. And maybe we end up using, 12 hours instead of 15 for that. But another way of doing this is just like increase spending to 100 per month. And like I said earlier, I'm fine with that. I don't see that as being a problem. There is an intermediate option here, which is spend $80 on API credits and see how many I use in a given month. But I think you burn through those way faster than you burn through the subsidized plan. Yeah. All right. But yeah, I think it's a good time to get lunch. Like I said, my brain hasn't really been operating today all that well, but it's been about 3 hours. So it's 11:33. I'll take my break. I plan on coming back and working in the afternoon. At the very least, we can just get done with these dungeon pieces. So that work is open a scene and just plant some walls and some enemies and some coins and stuff, and then test it out. So that could be fun, and it's definitely way easier than the coding stuff. So yeah, I think I'm going to plan for that being the afternoon, unless my lunch is amazing and energizes me and I feel like I can think again. Cloud for business via API, and it's 10x the cost. Yeah. Yeah, my concern is, will I actually use $100 worth? They don't have any, like I said, it's either 20, I know you know this, but it's either $20 a month or $100 a month. And the only other option, well, I guess there are a couple, is like use 2 different plans, like Claude $20 and Codex $20, or buy API credits to like, yeah, fill in the blanks. We could try running a model locally, but I think it's going to be really, really slow. I actually wonder. Anyway, I don't want to get nitpicky about this because otherwise I'll like super belabor this. I should just upgrade to the $100 a month plan if I end up burning through this. Now, that said, I have a bunch of resets I could use anyway. Wow, this is actually getting done sooner than I thought. Does Claude reach the limits quicker than Codex? I haven't used Claude in a couple months, but when I switched to Codex, I felt like it was much more generous with the limits. And I believe Claude still has a 5-hour quota limit, whereas Codex just got rid of that like a week or a week and a half ago, which is amazing. But on the flip side, now it means that you can burn through a lot of your quota very quickly. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to go get lunch. So thank you all for watching. I'll be back in about an hour. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed so far. I'll see you next time.